Rule 17. Action by stand-on vessel. Rule 17A1. Where one of two vessels is to keep out of the way, the other shall keep her course and speed. Explanation. This paragraph defines the basic duty of the stand-on vessel. When you are the stand-on vessel, you must maintain course and maintain speed. This allows the give-way vessel to predict your movement and take proper avoiding action. Rule 17 does not apply if the two vessels concerned are not in visual sight of each other, or if there is no risk of collision. This means that, for instance, a power-driven vessel which detects another vessel approaching from the port bow or from more than 22.5 degrees abaft the beam and determines by radar that the bearing is not changing, is not required to keep her course and speed if the vessel cannot be sighted visually. There is also no obligation to keep course and speed for a vessel sighted at long range before risk of collision begins to apply, even though the bearing may not be appreciably changing. Rule 17. A. 2. The latter vessel may, however, take action to avoid collision by her maneuver alone, as soon as it becomes apparent to her that the vessel required to keep out of the way is not taking appropriate action in compliance with these rules. Explanation. If the give-way vessel is not acting properly, the stand-on vessel is permitted to maneuver. This is a permission, not an obligation. Action may be taken before a close-quarters situation develops. When vessels are in sight of one another, any vessel which fails to understand the intentions or actions of an approaching vessel or is in doubt whether the other is taking sufficient action to avoid collision is required by Rule 34D to immediately indicate such doubt by giving at least 5 short and rapid blasts on the whistle. The sound signal may be supplemented by a light signal of at least 5 short and rapid flashes, which may be more effective as a wake-up signal, especially at distances over 2 miles. If these signals bring no immediate response, further precautionary measures should be taken aboard the stand-on vessel, depending upon the circumstances, such as calling the master, changing to manual steering, and putting the engines on standby. When it becomes apparent that the give-way vessel is not taking appropriate action in compliance with the rules, the stand-on vessel is permitted to take action to avoid collision by her maneuver alone. Rule 17. B. When, from any cause, the vessel required to keep her course and speed finds herself so close that collision cannot be avoided by the action of the give-way vessel alone, she shall take such action as will best aid to avoid collision. Explanation. This paragraph creates a mandatory obligation for the stand-on vessel. If collision cannot be avoided by give-way vessel's action alone, the stand-on vessel must act. At this stage, both vessels share responsibility for avoiding collision. When the stand-on vessel finds herself so close that collision cannot be avoided by the give-way vessel alone, she is required to take action. The distance between the two vessels at the moment when action becomes compulsory for the stand-on vessel will vary with the direction and speed of approach and will also depend on the give-way vessel's maneuvering characteristics. In a crossing situation, this distance will usually be about 4 times the length of the give-way vessel. As it is difficult to determine exactly how close the give-way vessel could approach before she is unable to avoid collision by her own action alone, the stand-on vessel should preferably take action before reaching this stage. Rule 17C. A power-driven vessel which takes action in a crossing situation in accordance with subparagraph A2 of this rule to avoid collision with another power-driven vessel shall, if the circumstances of the case admit, not alter course to port for a vessel on her own port side. Explanation. Applies only to power-driven vessels in a crossing situation. If the stand-on power-driven vessel decides to maneuver, she should not alter course to port for a vessel on her own port side. The preferred action is usually alter course to starboard or reduce speed. Rule 8E requires a vessel to slacken her speed if necessary to avoid collision. A reduction of speed made by the stand-on vessel would make it more difficult for the give-way vessel to cross astern, which is her most likely method of keeping out of the way. An increase of speed might even be appropriate in certain circumstances. particularly in association with helm action, but any alteration of speed should be substantial, and a vessel is unlikely to be proceeding at reduced speed if the rules of Section 2 apply. A change of speed is usually slow to take effect and will be less readily apparent to the other vessel than helm action. An alteration of course away from the direction of the other vessel will usually be the safest maneuver if it is made in sufficient time. When the vessels are so close that collision cannot be avoided by the give-way vessel alone, the stand-on vessel is required to take such action as will best aid to avoid collision. Rule 17C does not apply at this stage. A power-driven vessel is permitted to turn to port for another power-driven vessel on the port bow. Turning towards the other vessel may be the best action to take at close quarters if one vessel appears likely to strike the other abaft the beam. Rule 17D. This rule does not relieve the give-way vessel of her obligation to keep out of the way. Explanation. A disadvantage of permitting the stand-on vessel to take action to avoid collision by her maneuver alone is that the give-way vessel may be tempted to wait in the hope that the stand-on vessel will keep out of the way. The purpose of Rule 17D is to emphasize that the give-way vessel is not relieved of her obligation to take early and substantial action to achieve a safe passing distance by the provisions of Rule 17A-2. A stand-on vessel is not permitted to maneuver until it becomes apparent that the give-way vessel is not taking appropriate action in compliance with the rules. The give-way vessel should take positive action in ample time so that the stand-on vessel can maintain her course and speed. If the stand-on vessel takes action in accordance with Rule 17A-2, the give-way vessel is not relieved of her obligation to keep out of the way and to achieve a safe passing distance.